Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance in the San Gabriel Valley. Today we are joined by Scott Svonkin. He is the president of the Los Angeles Community College District, candidate for Board of Equalization in 2018. I want to speak with you about what's happening at community colleges up and down the state. A lot of fear surrounding the new administration in Washington, D.C., potential deportations. What has LACCD done along those lines?
So I authored with some of my colleagues, we put together a plan to have a task force that will look at how to keep our colleges a safe place for all of our students. We have about 5%, we believe, of our students are DACA. And so we have passed unanimously a resolution that we are going to keep our colleges safe and our students safe on our campuses.
What we know up and down the state is about 61,000 community college students in California are DACA kids, which means they benefited from President Obama's program to provide them status. Interestingly, during the campaign, the new president indicated that he wanted to repeal DACA, but in the early weeks and months, he has not done that, and may not. It seems as if we're not going to see that.
Well, we hope that all of our students will be safe on our campus and have access to an education. Education, no matter where you're from and what background, wherever you grew up, is critical to our community and our country. So it's counterintuitive to not allow people to have a free education or a reasonable education.
But could one argue, if they're not here permissibly, that they shouldn't receive a United States education?
Well, I think that anybody that's here, you want them to receive basic services. You want them to receive health care. You want them to receive education, because our country is founded on helping immigrants. You know, my grandparents were immigrants, and they went to school, and they put my dad through college, and he got a master's degree, and he went into education.
But your grandparents, like mine, came through a legal process.
So I'm not sure I'm not sure all of my grandparents came through the legal way.
Ellis Island was pretty legal.
Yeah, it was. There's some rumor that one of my grandparents snuck in through South Africa.
Okay.
So
possible.
as someone, you know, our country's built on immigrants. And so no matter how these folks got here, and remember, these students are young people whose parents brought them here.
I understand that.
And
people are making that distinction.
Yes, and it's critical, because educating people that have been here since children, that have gone to high school in Los Angeles and around the region, it's really the humane thing, the right thing to do. It's really the American thing to do. You want everybody to be educated, to get a good job, to pay their taxes. As long as these people are going to be law-abiding, contributing members of our society, we should want to educate them.
The challenge becomes, we don't know what's going to happen with DACA.
Right.
DACA gives, I think, a 2-year window. If DACA is not extended, then these individuals can't work.
Right.
And so is it to the benefit or advantage of the California community college system to continue to educate these students if we don't know if they'll be able to get work papers?
Well, the LA community colleges, before DACA existed, we educated everybody. The difference is that DACA allowed the federal government a process to recognize these students. The Los Angeles community colleges, for over almost a decade, have welcomed every student, no matter where they're from. And it is what makes our community colleges great. It's what makes Los Angeles great, is welcoming people.
But when the LA community college system was doing that, there was an administration in Washington, both the Obama administration and arguably the Bush administration, that wasn't so interested in kind of deporting those that are here and not causing trouble. The new administration arguably, well, it's hard to know because they're still kind of defining the situation. I just wonder if that's the wise move given the new administration in Washington.
Well, it is our fundamental belief in academia and in education that you educate everybody that wants an education, because it makes for a better community and it makes for a better workforce. And we're training the people that are going to build schools, that are going to build hospitals, that are going to fix the roads, that are going to do all the work that you can imagine, repair cars, that are going to drive our economy. And as long as they're here, and as long as they're following the law and following our rules at our colleges, we're gonna welcome them.
And speaking of repairing cars, One could argue that with the new administration's desire to bring jobs back, whatever
Right.
that may mean,
Yeah.
a lot of those jobs will be automobile jobs, manufacturing jobs, skilled jobs. Is LACCD ready if all of a sudden we have this flood of skilled employment? Meaning, are you gearing up to educate those that may have these jobs that are coming back?
We have been working hard for the last 6 years since I got on this board to make sure that we increase the number of seats available to students in our community so they can get either a transfer to a university or get a job. We've scaled up job training for the MTA. We've raised the number of seats for programs like pharmaceutical companies. We train a broad swath of for careers that are growing, and we're looking at that every month about where are the jobs going to be so we can train the workforce of tomorrow.
Let's talk about the cost of community college. What we know is that the LACCD just put forward what's known as the LA College Promise, which offers a year of college free for those within the LAUSD boundaries. Is
If
that
you
right?
graduate from an LA Unified High School and you want to go to community college full time, we will give you your first year free starting the coming school
Right.
year.
Okay. We know our friends in San Francisco are looking to go even beyond that.
Right.
They're looking to provide, I think, 2 years through a taxing mechanism.
Right.
Now, the prior administration in Washington had been looking at free community college. I don't know if the current administration is dedicated to that. One would presume they're not, given prior rhetoric. What's your sense on this free community college movement, and should we move forward with it?
Well, I was honored to be appointed by President Obama to the College Promise National Board. I'm the only elected community college leader on that board, and we continue to meet every quarter around the country to figure out how do we move forward access and opportunity to community colleges. San Francisco is going to do it through taxes. Los Angeles is going to do it through philanthropy and through hopefully through corporate sponsorship. So both nonprofits and corporations are hopefully going to fund ours. I also am interested in allocating some of our general fund dollars, but we have a bill with Assemblyman Santiago that will allow us more flexibility, and that will allow us to pay for students who can't afford. So currently California pays for students to go free if your family makes less than $40,000. If your family makes over $40,000, you're not eligible.
I want to ask you about textbooks. I was recently in Nevada, and they have a program called Silver State Opportunity Grant Program, and that program provides money for textbooks. I don't think the College Promise does in Los Angeles.
So we intend to do that. That is one of the features of our new plan. It is a matter of time whether we just cover textbooks and transportation.
But textbooks can be incredibly expensive, sir.
They can.
They can cost as much
Hundreds
as,
of dollars a book.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering if the promise is effective without a stipend for textbooks.
Well, in fact, for us, one of the first features of the LA Promise will be textbooks. We don't currently have the ability to cover every student's tuition unless we get financial flexibility on our budget from the Sacramento. So that's why Assemblyman Santiago's bill will be so important, because we currently have over a 10% reserve that we can reinvest in helping people go to college for free.
Okay, his name is Scott Svonkin. He is the president of the Los Angeles Community College District, candidate for Board of Equalization. That election's in 2018. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's Local Edition. Great job, man. Thanks. Phone.